Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Aylie if you're new. Today's video is going to be all about this. If you haven't been living under a rock, you will know that this is the NikkieTutorials and BEAUTYBAY collaboration palette. It came with this little card, and this little card has all the shade names on it, and it just says, "Hello guys, it's me, Nikkie, hello. I want you to make the most out of these gorgeous shades, so I want to show you how to master their full potential. Some of the formulas work best when applied with a shadow brush to build them up, while others work better when applied with the fingers. Check out the symbols on the other side to see and have fun creating." So, this has all the shade names on it, and it will have a little indicator as to whether it's better to be used with a brush or a finger, and I just think that that's really cool. I think that's a really cool addition, because a lot of the time you'll find that people will be annoyed that some formulas in a palette don't work, and then of course the person has to come back out and say, well, you're supposed to do it this way, and then people are always like, well, you should have told us that. So this just cuts that right out. You know exactly what each shade is supposed to be doing. Okay, so before we get into the palette, obviously if you enjoyed this video, I would love if you gave it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Hit the little bell notification. I will have a giveaway coming up for the Pure Raw Beauty Christie palette when it arrives, so you don't want to miss that one, because that one is completely sold out. As is this one, but I think it may be coming back for another wee restock. We don't know yet. So, the outer packaging is this. And I'm pretty sure that NikkieTutorials did sign some of these, but I don't know if it was the box or if it was, I think it could have been the box. I didn't get one, sadly. I did get a pop socket. It's supposed to be a light side and a dark side, or a colourful side and a dark side, something like that. You can see here, so you've got your colourful, your dark. So when you open it up, it kind of is and it kind of isn't. I don't know if it was a bit pointless doing the whole light side and dark side. I do kind of get it. There is more slightly lighter shades here and slightly darker over here, but when you close it, you kind of lose half of the shades, like a half of these shades. So I don't know. I do like the fact that it opens up like that, though. I think that, you know, if you only want to work with one half of the palette, you only have to open one side of it, which is kind of cool. If you're limited for space and stuff like that, you can just flip-flop from either side. But yeah, I don't want to kind of stick on it too much. If you see me squinting, it's because I have very, very bright lights. These are brand new lights, and I'm not quite sure what setting that they should be on yet. So every time I look up, I get like spots in my eyes. So I'm trying not to look up too much. I have no idea what to do. Okay, I have actually heard that the colour story in this palette isn't their favourite, or it isn't the easiest to work with. I would agree with that to an extent. The colour story is a little bit confusing. It doesn't lend itself to easily being able to put shades together and easily being able to put looks together. Okay, so I decided to use MAC's paint pot in soft ochre. Yeah, on this side, and I'm using the Acid Rain base from P. Louise on this side, just to see if there's any sort of difference and what kind of base might be the best option. Okay, let's get into this. These shimmers in this palette are unreal, just unreal. I will swatch all of them for you at the end and show you what I mean. You'll probably see it when I put it on my eyes. They are just absolutely, oh, just beautiful. Things first. I'm gonna go in with Basic Truth. Basic Truth, I think it is, but it's in Dutch. So I'm just taking that, and I just want to set just underneath my eyebrow, because that's where I want everything to blend nicely. This, when I swatched this shade, I will throw up the swatches on the screen for you just now so you can see. When I swatched this shade, it looked like I'd missed a patch on my arm. This shade was so unbelievably close to my skin tone, it literally disappeared on my arm. It was quite funny. So I'm going to take Slasher, which is the purple shade. I love these types of shades. I don't know why. I'm not even a purple fan, but these just give me something. I say I'm not a purple fan, and I have purple hair. I'm pretty sure I've said that a few times too. That's going on so nicely. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Zoom in. These are pressed pigments, which means technically it's a pressed pigment palette, not an eyeshadow palette. That's just FDA regulations. I don't even think it comes into play in the EU. So just to let you guys know. It's literally, if you are unaware, because they use synthetic eyes for the eyeshadows instead of carmine, which is squished up beetles, and it's usually in reds and purples and things like that. So it's a good thing, but it means that it can stain your eyes. That goes on really easily, really nicely. I'm going to take Zoomer, which is like a sort of piggy pink shade, and I'm going to blend out the edges of that. I have no idea what I want to do, I just knew I wanted to use that purple. Okay, so I'm going to take a little brush, taking Plot Twist, which is the kind of like baby blue, and we're going inner corner. Like almost comes off white, but not quite. Like it's got that blue in it. The blue is definitely there. It's really, really pretty. Okay, now I'm taking Amsterdam, which is the darker blue. Softening those edges a little bit. Amsterdam's been the tiniest bit finicky, but I don't know if it's just because I'm trying to get it in such a small area, and it's such a small area to try and blend, so I'm blending over the top of it, but it's been a little bit, just a teeny bit. Right, I want to go back to my original two colours here and just, now that I have the sort of general shape. Okay, so I'm going to take All In. Let's just reference our little sheet. All In can be used with a brush or fingers, so let's try it with a brush first, just because sometimes it's a little bit easier to control. This brush I would recommend for picking up shimmers. This is the best one I've ever found. It's the JH41. I don't know if it's just the way the bristles are, but it picks up shimmers and glittery shades really, really well. I mean, it's picking it up, but just not. Let's try it on the P. Louise base. It sort of looks like a topper if you do it that way, so let's try it with our finger. I'm going to use my pinky just because it's a small surface area. See, now that's better. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You almost have to pat it and drag it to get its full potential. Okay, I want to add the teeniest, tiniest, and I might need to wet this, bit of sort of like the corresponding colours. No, it managed to grab it. It's just really, really, really subtle though. And we're going to go with Pride. So that was Mama Tutorials, and it's the blue shimmer. And I'm going to go with Pride for this side. Because it's like a pinky purple shimmer. It's not really going to do all that much. It's just, I kind of like how it looks in person anyway. I'm going to take Slasher and go bottom lash line. I don't know if you can even see this. Get Amsterdam. Yes, 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 yes. I'm going to finish up the rest of my eyes. Okay, so I have finished up the rest of my makeup. Just finished off with a lash and a little bit of eyeliner in my waterline, some mascara on the lower lashes, and I actually really like how this look turned out. I think it goes really well with my hair today. So what do I think of the palette? Let's dissect. I really like it. I mean, there's a couple of the shimmers that maybe are kind of going to be a bit finicky to work with. This one being case in point. This is Ivy, and look at it. It's absolutely breathtaking. It's stunning. Now, it's very crumbly. I don't know how to kind of get that kind of explain it properly. It's a really crumbly shade, but when you kind of roll it onto the skin, it looks wet. It looks stunning. It's like a white silver with pink reflects in it. Yeah, like pinky purple reflects in it. Beautiful, beautiful shade. You can get it on just a little bit and it'll pick up the colour that's underneath. It's in my inner corners just now, but it's not going to go on with a brush, and it's going to crumble a bit. So if you want to use that shade, you do have to press it and sort of drag it across the skin. So that's just one thing that I would be a little bit mindful of. But apart from that, the shimmers are, I mean, there's a couple like that, but that one's probably the worst. All-ins, which is what I've got on my eye just now, it's a little bit like that, but you can see it doesn't look crumbly on the lid at all. The shimmers, and now I have a couple of Beauty Bay palettes, and I haven't found them to be this good. I will say, I mean, their formula is pretty decent, but they're not on this level. These shimmers are, like, you can see them, they're stunning. Where's my... So I'm just going to swatch some of the shimmers for you to show you. So this is Ivy. And you can see on first swipe it's a little bit crumbly, or I hope you can see that, but if you give it a little bit of a rub, it goes away and you've just got this beauty. Look how wet it looks. Then we've got Roxy Catan. Beautiful. Again, just look how wet it looks with that shimmer in it. It's sort of pink with goldy yellow reflex. This one is Underground. Again, another beautiful shade. Look how wet they look. It's unreal. Sorry, my watch keeps pinging up. It's just because I'm moving my wrist. We have Aura. And this is like Roxy Catan, but it's just a more of a red. I think this and Nikkie, the red, will be stunning together. You could do a really beautiful monochromatic look with that. All In, which is what I have on my lid just now. Stunning. Just beautiful. Look at it. Gorgeous. Like I say, a little bit finicky, a little bit crumbly, you know, like if I show you my finger, you can see it's a little bit crumbly, but once you get it onto the skin, you can sort of catch the crumbles as you're massaging it on. But look at it, beautiful. Two more, NikkieTutorials. This one's quite crumbly as well, a wee bit more like Ivy. But again, you can just sort of massage them in, and it's almost like a cream. It's like a cross between a cream and a powder. And then we've got Mr. Tutorials, and that's like a khaki with pink reflects. I can't even see it, it's like too far around my elbow. Like, look at these are all the shimmers in the palette. They are absolutely, I can't stop saying how beautiful they are. They really, really, really are good. The formula of them is phenomenal, and that's the payoff you're getting from it. Like I say, I would just say apply them all with your fingertips. You can add like the very fine details at the edges if you need with a brush, and it gives it that sort of faded out look. It's not quite as harsh, which I actually kind of like. It's a good palette to experiment with, and I like that there's enough of these shimmers, or enough of these metallics. I don't even think they warrant shimmers, they're more like metallics. I think there's enough of these to create with most of the things in the palette. So if you want to keep it monochromatic, there is a blue. The blue would go with the green, although the one underneath it, Mr. Tutorials, that would go with the green in the palette as well, EO. The pink will go with the purples, the pinks, the red one will go with the purples, the pinks, the reds. Same with this one. This will pretty much go with anything. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much in here. And then, you know, you've got your more neutral ones for your neutral looks. There's just, when you break it down and you start to look at them, swatch them together. I mean, I normally swatch colours side by side just to see which ones will go best. It's actually, there's so much variety in here. It is actually a really nice versatile palette. It's £25. This palette is worth way more than £25. Look at the packaging of it. It's really sturdy. It's really thick feeling. You've got two mirrors, and not to mention that the mirror on the right hand side, on the you or you side, is magnified. And it's not weirdly magnified, it's just, it's like a zoom. It's kind of weird. I love this idea, but that is genius, absolute genius. And I think it was NikkieTutorials that had that idea, but that's if you're away on holiday and you've got, you know, you wear glasses and you need a magnified mirror because you can't wear your glasses, genius, absolute, just, I can't say it enough, genius idea. I think this is a fantastic achievement. To be able to do something this affordable and this good is just, it's absolutely out of this world. And I think that I really hope that she gets what she deserves with this palette. And my lights are starting to dim, so I better go and charge them because these new lights are chargeable. So with that, I'm going to say congratulations, Nikkie and Beauty Bay. You've made a fantastic palette. I can't wait to use it for more looks. And obviously, if you found this video helpful, if you got the palette, let me know in the comment section below what you thought of it. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, obviously I would love if you would give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I would also be grateful if you clicked on the bell. I do have a giveaway coming up of the Pure Raw Beauty Christie palette. Keep an eye out for that, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!